I was requested a video to do one on psychedelics. I don't know the exact science and the benefits that they do for people, so I'll just comment on my experience with them. And granted, my experience was like over 20 years ago. So I experimented with a couple different psychedelics. One, LSD. I did the paper, I did the jellies. Those are the ones I did the most. And then I did shrooms like a few times. So with shrooms, what it did for me was it made me feel drunk. And it made me hallucinate a little bit. I remember riding bikes with my buddy. We were on shrooms, and I remember seeing this little devil on my shoulder. It was really weird, but I don't really recall too much of crazy hallucinogenics. Maybe we didn't do it, or like we didn't mix it ourselves or anything like that. With the LSD, I don't think I did it in the greatest environment. First off, it freaked me out, and every time I did it, I had bad trips. One time I actually did it at work, and I worked at a car wash at the time. I used to smoke weed all the time, and on my lunch break to go back to work, it didn't really matter. So I had bad trips. I was always afraid of never coming down. I don't even know why I did it, but that's something that always scared me, is like always coming, like never gonna be able to come down. I've heard of people being like thinking they're gonna be that they were a glass of orange juice in an insane asylum for the rest of their lives. And nowadays, sometimes I'll see, because it stays in your system for the rest of your life, sometimes I'll just see like some spots. I know it's like from the LSD, just lights, and I'm like in a well-lit area. It's just like little orbs. But I did it in the worst environment possible, because I always did it by myself, usually. And then back then there was something called web TV, and I used to go to this chat room all the time, and I talked to a lot of people. It's like we always went there and talked about music, and it just regular people would go there. It was like a little community. I think it's called Talk City. I went to Music Alternative. That was, and then I remember this one time, while I was doing that, just like, in a dark room by myself on a chat room, listening to 9 Inch Nails songs, like a depressing song, Something I Can Never Have, over and over and over and over on repeat. Like I said, it was probably the worst way to do those things. I remember going outside once and looking at the grass, and it looked like everything, like I could see streams in the grass, like it looked like it was water flowing through it. There was no water. One of the craziest visions I seen, like just in my brain, was looking at it scared the hell out of me, and it looked like a big, huge apartment building, kind of like a Section 8, and it was just, gray skies everywhere, gloomy looking, and I had the thought and impression that everybody was separated. Nobody was together. Everyone was. It was like a vision of the future. It freaked me out. And usually I had just bad trips, man. I just was freaked out. I won't touch it anymore, and I'm not a big fan of psychedelics. I mean, I think it hits me different than most people. So what's interesting is like the DMT one. What I'm hearing people, it's intense, and they talk about the machine elves. A lot of different people talking about machine elves. I never done that. I've never done peyote. The DMT sounds like something I might try when I get to be older or something like that. Well, if I don't have as much responsibilities as I fucking have right now. I don't know if psychedelics are beneficial or they're bad. I think it just depends on the person. What I think is really undervalued is THC. Recently, and I know, like, you want me to talk about psychedelics, but I'm just like not an expert into it, but THC to me, and I tried it recently, so I tried some edibles, and what I noticed is it took my motivation away. For a few days, and I didn't even want to talk to my kids because I don't want them to see me like high or whatever. I felt like they were able to tell that I was all. And so my kids went on a camping trip recently too, and I decided to smoke some weed. I called off work for a couple of days. I never had the place to myself. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this for me. I never had the place to myself ever. It's been like over a year, maybe 2 years since I had a place to myself for like a couple days. So I'm like, it's legal. I'm gonna go to the store and buy some, and I mean, it's cool. It's cool if you're highly wound up and you need to relax. I think at this stage of the point in my life where I need to keep moving forward, it doesn't serve me. Pretty much anything like alcohol, any of that, it really doesn't serve me. Not to say in every so often, I don't know, like when Christmas comes or something, I might not get some edibles, or I'd rather, it's just like, I like to be able to drive. If something happens, I like to be able to handle the situation. When I am high, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to interact. I'm highly paranoid, freaked out. I recluse even more than I already do. And I'm an advocate for THC being legal. I think it should be legal. And one day, I'm sure I'll be doing it again. But it really affects my motivational skills. And then there's different types. I mean, there's ones that make you go to sleep, and I'm sure that there's some upper ones, but I just feel at this point in my life, I just don't have a pot to piss in. So I'm still trying to build, and I just don't think that it's good for me right now. But I think it's good for people who possibly have like some traumas that they're dealing with. When, you know, like PTSD maybe. I don't know. I just don't think it's as evil as everyone says it is. And the people on the right are always seem to be against it, but they're for alcohol, so it's just kind of weird to me that marijuana shouldn't be legal in their eyes. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have much else to say about psychedelics. I try to stay away from drugs. Try to take my vitamins every day. Stay active. But like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I like the stay-at-home vacation where it's just me, or maybe somebody cool I'm chilling with, that I can just get. I remember me and my buddy, we took like 3 or 4 days off of work, and we bought an ounce, and this was when it was illegal. And all we did was play video games and smoke weed all day, and that shit was so fucking fun to me, man. Like, I enjoyed myself so much. That was such a cool experience for me. You know, we go get some fast food, and just like, that was a cool experience. I just think that when people feel like they have to do it every day or something like that could become a problem. But I don't see a problem with THC, man. I really don't. And in fact, some of these people who are workaholics and they don't know what else to do with their time but work, it might benefit them to chill them out a little bit. You know, some people that it brings balance, man. People need balance. Like, you know, these fucking YouTubers are like, fucking work, fucking hustle. Like, dude, I'm not going to, for what, man? For what, dude? For material shit? Like, there's a lot more to life than just material shit, man. And that's what these people push. Like Andrew Tate, like constant materialism and like that, you know, cool, man. And materialism could be cool, but it's not all and be all, dude. You know what I mean?